So speaking on these kids and where they come from, we'd have a Jadakiss it wasn't even recently on a Joe Budden podcast, but he had his dad. I guess they were doing some new coffee thing or they had a coffee business they were promoting. And Jadakiss, his dad basically said he come from a good home. He had both parents in the household. Yeah. He went to a private school, and people on the internet was just like, like, oh, this is staining Jadakiss's name. Like, what do y'all think about that?
Like I said when we was on the Viral Way podcast, like I don't like the fact that we as black people in our culture, we look at being raised in a 2-parent household is a negative. Like it takes away from who you are as like cool. Like, oh, you're not cool. You're not that cool because you came from a 2-parent house. I wish my daddy was there. Like, you feel me? If it was an option for, I think, any of us, if we could have a choice, we would love to have our mom and dad there. So I feel like it's cooler to have a mom and dad in your life than the alternative. Like, you feel me? I was raised in a single family household. My mom was the main one for me. So I know the struggles and I know the hardships of having just one parent in the household. And coming from that standpoint, like, you feel me? That's just not cooler than fucking having two parents. So yeah, he had two parents in his household, but he still did what he did. You feel me? We can't take away from the lyrics. We can't take away from the music that he produced and everything that he was talking about. It was still great music, and he still is Jadakiss. You can't take nothing away from Jadakiss as an artist.
Yeah, I feel the same way. You can't take nothing away from Jadakiss, and that's another thing that's wrong with the black community. We kind of try to spite people, like, oh, like when you talking down on somebody, we've heard this a million times. Like, oh, you had your daddy in your house, or you come from a good location. Like, okay, like learn from that shit. You feel me? Or attach yourself to that and try to be, look at that as something like you would. Don't look at your situation. Like I had both parents in the house, and I was well aware of that early in my life before I even came out here, that it is a blessing to have both your parents. Majority of people do not. I could probably name just on my one hand everybody in my life that had both their parents. Even then, when you do have both your parents in the household, I don't want to say everything, but it's not like it's fucking butterflies and flowers. Like, you feel me? Like it ain't. It ain't
the Cosbys.
Exactly. Everybody ain't the Cosbys. You feel me? It is not the Cosbys. You feel me? So it's still situations in that household that you probably see that's like, oh shit, like, you feel me? Like man and woman dynamics. You feel me? Like that's all I'm gonna say from my personal shit. But it ain't what everybody think.
Yeah,
you feel me? As far as my shit,
I don't personally think that this takes away from, and I think to rebut off what you were saying, that is a downfall of our culture and our community, because let's say somebody get into an argument with somebody, they're going to say, well, fool, you not gangster. You was born with a father and a mama in your house. And it's like, bro, that don't deteriorate or take away from nothing that he did on the streets, because what you do on the streets, most of the time, you're not finna take it back to the house.
Facts.
You're going to actually hide it from the house because you know it's a good parenting house. Even if it's not a good parenting house, you're going to be scared of the repercussions of what goes on in that house.
Because your daddy there.
Exactly.
That's mainly what it is, your pops here.
I think having two parents is really good. You know, you got something to look forward to. You got something to, like an example of what you would like to provide for your seed. As far as the Jadakiss situation, Jadakiss done said too many real things for him not to be who he is. You know, the shit that he says, it's not from somebody taking it from an example. It's from somebody seeing it. Actually, yeah, it's might have taken an example, but it's a physical example. It's from somebody seeing it. It's not like he watched movies and then came up with all of this stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and even Jadakiss's lines in music, it ain't like he was like portraying himself to be the biggest gangster, or I'm the killer. I'm a killer. I'm a hood person. I'm like, all his songs was like the song Why, and all the freestyles he does. I'm sure he's been around black. Both your parents in the house, right? You go to school, you make friends. You look at their lives. If you are artists, you looking at their lives that you're motivated to write about. Like you want to write about these people. Like, oh, I know my boy's situation over here is crazy. You feel me? It would be crazy if I put that over some beats and just have him kind of look at it in a different view from another point of view. Because imagine if you somebody that got only one parent, you may have a mom that's maybe doing drugs or just doing some shit, and then you got your boy right here that's doing music, like writing about it. Like, whoa, like I ain't look at that from that point of view because I'm in it right now. But like, you feel me? I think that's what Tupac did too. You feel me? Like,
that's exactly what Tupac did, because Tupac had a great mom. I'm not too sure about his father's situation, but Tupac was like a poet, He did like acting classes.
Went to acting school.
You know what I'm saying?
He had the Panthers
and then he
around
ended up
him.
becoming one of the biggest West Coast quote unquote gangsters we had.
Now that you talking, now that you say that, I don't know where it got confused in music to where you had to be the person doing it to where you were the one illustrating what you saw in your view.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like
I think beef,
but it
like
seemed
dissing each other on wax.
But you can still diss somebody and just not have to be.
No, but I'm saying that's where it came from. I think people was like, oh, well, you're not a gangster, so I'm about to rap about how you're faking your life. And that's when it started becoming like an insult to you to be.
So I think it came from like when the real artistry kind of left hip hop, when you ain't really have to really have skill, when it just became, oh, you're a real street guy. You're making music. The music is not that good, but we can build it up to being good. But you're a real street guy. I'm gonna give you respect because I know you really out here doing this shit.
Yeah, that's these white.
I'm scared to fucking really.
That's these white folks and labels.
Yeah, it could be.
Because when you on the outside looking in, like we can take No Jumper for an example. Just like Adam could easily be a person at a label that's trying to sign somebody to music and just so fantasize about just what they're talking about. Like, oh my God, he said he did this,
That
and
you don't hear the music for real.
you ain't hearing what's going on. You just like the story, but the story is great for good artistry. Like if you got a good story, that's what these marketing people be telling you, and these PRs be telling you, like, what's your story? Like that's why people feel like they have to say something a little more than they actually
exaggerated.
Exaggerated.
Look at Dirk. Dirk still had a father even though he was in jail. He still had his father. He had his mom too. Are y'all saying that Dirk wasn't like that even though he's going through a Fed case right now for murders and conspiracies and all of that?
I mean, in the beginning, I don't know. I mean, he was there.
His father was
around
there.
there.
Yeah, he
was
had a
around
father.
there.
Just his father ended up going to jail. But like his father, even though he's in jail, he's still in his life.
Yeah.
That's still a sufficient person that you're looking up to and going for guidance.
Yeah, no facts.
I feel like if you are there, it's like kind of like a news reporter. If you witnessing things, I'm not talking about like super duper crimes going on, but if you are in the mix of things going on, you should be able to rap about this shit in a good way.
Facts.
That your boy next to you that's actually doing some shit will be like, ooh, I when you playing music, like I really fuck with that. I really felt that. You know, like you really the one, the way you illustrated what I'm going through. You feel me? Or you illustrated what my boy's going through. It ain't necessarily what you're going through, but I know you're there to see it. That's like your homie going through some shit. And you get to put it on wax. That's incredible to me.
So, okay, let me just get some clarification. Are y'all saying like, okay, so back in the day, the news anchors were the ones that just were reporting what's going on in the news, but now, the motherfuckers that's causing the news to be reported, they ones that's doing it and reporting it.
Kinda.
Yeah, for a small portion of it, not everybody, but yeah, it's looking like it. Like these people coming, these younger people coming up, like the Bloodhound niggas and all that. You know, people. Once Chief Keef came out,
that's why I keep yeah.
Once Chief Keef came out and the Chicago scene started getting popular and stuff, it started to be
like a pandemic.
It's so many layers to it. So it's like that, and then you have the fans, right? But then the fans start off as us, like, you feel me, like with the black people fans, right? To where we like, oh, we fuck with that song, you feel me? We don't necessarily care that you doing it. We know where you come from, but we all black and we come from where we come from. So it's like we see that, but then you have the next layer of fans after that. It's like them white people that's just so geeked up. They never experienced this shit.
But then it's gonna draw another question that I think a lot of people gonna ask, because that's the question that's growing up in my mind when you saying this. So all our OGs that we listen up to, all the West Coast artists that we looked up to as gangster rap, they wasn't doing that shit. They wasn't really out there. Ice Cube, Dub C.
Ice Cube wasn't.
You feel me? Like
he wasn't.
No.
Disrespect,
In my eyes, if you
Dub C, DJ Quick, Easy E.
Think about it though. How long do it take to make one song? Let's talk about DJ Quick.
Back then,
let's talk about DJ Quick. DJ Quick.
He said he wasn't a gangster though. He even said he wasn't a gangster.
I'm just using him as an example. I'm not saying nobody's a gangster or they wasn't. But when you're making music, you have to make the beat. Get the beat right. You got to go write lyrics to the beat. That is time-consuming things. You're not doing both at the same time. You're not heavy in the streets. Now, you may be in.
This is the thing, though. There is people who are heavy in the streets who's doing the time-consuming. Like, and that's why I think Chief Keef is a good example. Because before Chief Keef, we never really seen young people that was really doing what they say they was doing. And then when Chief came out, people were like, oh, my gosh, like, this guy shot at the cops, and he's making music about killing people, and people are really dropping like flies around him. That became a pandemic because everybody was so fascinated by it, they wanted to be like it. You know, you got people saying gang and on the gang and
on phone them.
Yeah, and then you got to think about it too. I never seen people diss dead people in music until
that's
I remember before that it was kind of like
taboo to be,
like don't do it.
Yeah,
like if you do it, people be like, oh my gosh,
yeah.
you did this. Now it's like, yo, you're not having a hit song without dissing a dead person. And this did derive from this kid.
Yeah, smoking.
Yeah, it works with Chief Keef and how they came out with it. But you could diss dead people now. You're not about to blow up.
But where did it derive from?
It derived from
the
Chicago
think about
people,
that Chicago shit. It went to New York drill. You got people in Canada now doing that shit. People in the South are starting to catch on. We caught on now. Like, we're doing it now. Like, I done seen people talk about Draco in their raps. I'm like, damn, like, y'all not scared of the repercussions of that? And I think people don't really give a fuck. I think the money and the viewership outweighs the repercussions to people now.
Yeah.
It's like, I'd rather have
I think people forget that it's something after this. You gotta die one day. You feel me? This physical realm that we in right now is just temporarily lived. Like, this is all snippets. You feel me? So you gotta leave this motherfucker one day.
They gotta think about the physical realm as in when you still alive too.
No, but when you know that, you gotta think about that too. But at the same time, everything that you do, I believe everything you do in this physical realm is gonna reflect what happens after you leave this motherfucker.
They not worried about that.
And that's why I say that disassociation is coming from.
But they
because we're not being taught that.
But they don't. I don't think they should worry about that. The reason why I say that is because obviously a lot of people aren't into that religious type of thing. But worry about your life. Worry about tomorrow.
Yeah.
Worry about waking up.
Yeah.
Worry about going to bed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can say something right now and probably get away with it for a year. But as soon as you come across that wrong path.
But this is the thing I be confused about people, right? We all been somewhere with somebody shooting, right?
Yeah.
Everybody run. Everybody got the same facial expressions. So when you staring over the barrel of a gun, you still got the same facial expressions, same thoughts. I'm about to die. Oh my God, I am afraid. So you're doing all this stuff, running your damn mouth, talking.
So you said keep the same energy.
If you gonna be that, be that.
Be that.
Don't. I respect that.
Yeah.
Now if that's you to the core,
then that's you.
Yeah.
Facts.
But if you're not gonna be that, if a nigga got one up on you and you staring down the barrel of a gun, and you acting like a regular human, I don't fuck with that.
Hey, because that shit, I'm gonna tell you off.
I don't fuck with that.
Draco, he was like that. And he stood on it. When death was in his face, he still stood his ground. But we also seen what it turned out to be.
Yeah.
Somebody taking this man's life, and we wasn't able to even really like experience and for him to experience and live out what he was destined to be. It was short lived, and it was because he was keeping it so real. I mean, even with Nip, Nip was keeping it so real. His choices that he made had him come to that conclusion. And it's like sometimes we got to step back and just belittle ourselves and be like, I bet I'm still just a man.
But that's the thing about men. You feel me? When men got fragile egos, their egos lead them to be something that they shouldn't be pushing towards.
Because nobody think we know that death is certain, but nobody think I'm going to die. Like, you feel me? Even though I know one day I have to lead this motherfucker, I don't think that I'm going to lead this motherfucker. You feel me? Yeah. Like, even in my situation where had my little situation where death was right there. Like, I still didn't feel like I was about to die. I'm like, nigga, this is damn. Like, so when you face it, it's a different mindset. It's a different, like, it alters your perspective a little bit. Like, okay, my life is fragile. But if you ain't never experienced that, then you thinking like, man, yeah, I know I got to go one day, but I'm going to be old as fuck one day. I'm going to be fucking in my bed, sleep, and I'm going to die from sleeping. Like, you feel me?
But to me, if you out...
But when you face it, even when you out here in the streets, bro, I had a conversation with my dad who been shot 11 times. You feel me? And his experience is the same way as how I said it. Like, I still didn't think I was gonna die. Like, I was there. I experienced the shit, but I came out of it. And these young kids, I don't feel like they ain't really going through this real shit. Like, you feel me? They think that life is it's like a NPC. Like, you feel me? I can get recharged back. Once you gone, you gone. It's a wrap.
You gone.
It's a wrap.
Either you gonna be gone like that, or if you gonna keep running the streets and shit like that, trying to do street shit, you gonna end up in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My partner, he He was living like that. He paralyzed now. He wish he could take all of that shit back.
Or that, yeah,
No, but like,
yeah,
and that's he told me. He's like, bro, I wish I would have died.
yeah.
He's like, bro, I can't move my arms, my legs. All I
Yeah.
could do is turn my head. And he's like, Tay, I wish I could take all that shit back because now all y'all walking around and lollygagging, having fun.
Life
I
goes
can't even
on.
take a piss by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the worst when a man tell you, bro, I wish I would have died.
Because a lot of these
No,
people,
facts.
a lot of these people get off on being the aggressor.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun when you the aggressor and you got the medal in your hand and you like, where you from? You the aggressor.
Mm-hmm.
But when you doing that, you still got somebody that's gonna come after you. So you should know both halves of it. Just because you the aggressor don't mean you gonna be the nigga that's being pushed up on one day and you down bad and you just now you stuck. You feel me? So it should be both. Because if you willing to be aggressor, then you need to be willing to take what comes to you.
It ain't fun when the rabbit got the gun.
It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
Yeah, and that's how life work. That's how life work. If you running down on something and you just the one always, oh yeah, I'm the
down to
nigga.
come back.
That's how life work. It's a pendulum, nigga. So you when the moment you step out and do that, just know. You feel me? Like what's that 2 bucks on? I see death
That
around
was
the
a
corner.
bar, bro. It's a pendulum. That's a
pendulum.
bar.
It is.
But the pendulum could swing however you sway it to be. Like
you can't sway the pendulum.
But no, I'm gonna say this: you can. A lot of unfortunate shit happen in life for sure. But I believe in karma, and I don't think karma just is a negative thing. I think karma it could be a positive thing too. Like if you put good into the world, you put a lot of good shit gonna happen to you. It's a lot of unfortunate shit that happen for sure. But I guarantee you push negativity all the time, negativity gonna come back to you tenfold regardless.
I think karma is only a good thing if you reflect and learn from it.
Yeah, but it could be a good thing. Like a lot of
It
people,
could.
a lot of people
I think it's only a good thing.
when people think of karma, they only think of a negative shit. Like I've had a lot of good karma because I feel like I put a lot of good into me, into the world, into people. You feel me? I've experienced some negative karma as well, but I also take heed to the positive karma I've seen as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of people don't speak about that. And that need to be noted too.
Yeah, this shit came from Jada. Listen, anyways, back on Jada. Yeah, Jada, you still that dude, man. Top
Jada,
5 dead or alive.
Facts.
Man, he did songs with Mariah Carey.
Damn,
bro.
that was
We
all
can't
off of
snatch that
Kiss?
from him. Yeah, but I mean, this is real life situations, dog.
Yeah.
Like even with like old boy, the person dying from at the Grand Prix.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all this shit derived from the same situation. Just think better. You know, make better decisions. You as a person, not even just as a man, woman, man, female, boy, girl, kid, everything. Think twice before you make your decisions. I done seen a person react off of something and his life get taken, and it could have been way different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in them positions where when I just hopped out the motherfucking car and started doing dumb shit, I could have died a million times. That's why my life is a whole different structure for me.
Yeah, you know, when you younger and stuff, you do have to take those, learning situations because things are going to happen, regardless, whether it's in a small frame or a big frame, things are going to happen regardless to you where you have to learn from it. And hopefully it ain't to the extent of the farthest thing that, like to where now because we all seen people that go to the furthest and everybody looking at them like, whoa, the energy behind them is just like, God damn.
Yeah.
And it just come back around. Boom.
Yeah.
Now it's at them. Like, cause the energy you pushing is too high.
Yeah.
It's too high on some negative shit. So it's going to come back to you and hit you.
Life gonna spank that ass. If your daddy ain't, life is. You feel me? If your daddy ain't there, your mom ain't there to spank that ass. Life, you live long enough, life gonna spank that ass and it's gonna make you fold to what you need to be.
Even if you hard headed too, even if they both there, you
No,
might
I'm
just be
saying,
hard headed.
yeah.
You feel me? And
But
it's
the
gonna-
most hard headed motherfucker is life. I don't give a fuck how
Hard head, got
badass
a
you
soft
is.
ass.
You feel me? Yeah, life gonna make you.
Know that.
Yeah, life gonna make you sit the fuck
Man,
down.
This shit
think.
getting deep. Let's get
It
into
is. Let's get some other shit. I gotta pee real quick.